Yeah, it's right around 4:15 p.m. on Saturday, August 26th. I just actually ran back into this unit and closed the door and locked it because I just encountered one of the sex offenders from across the street walking up and down this hallway, and this creep was coming up the stairs just as I was exiting the bathroom down the hall, just to get some clean water to rinse my hands because the water from my tap keeps having some strange stink to it, and I don't want to rinse my hands in a stinky water. I don't know what the stink is. So I go down the hall of the common bathroom pretty frequently and heard someone coming up the stairs, sort of like a limping, heavy footsteps. And they kept saying, "Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah." So I was like, oh, I don't know. That doesn't sound really good. Not really a normal thing to be saying if you're going up the stairs. Ducked back into the bathroom, and this guy was walking down the hall. He's one of the sex offenders who lives across the street, whose windows are directly across from mine. This is a creep who's been screaming and shouting at my windows for the last, I'd say, 10 years, ever since the Greenville group and or their cybercriminal psychopath in residence named Jasmine Irizarry started using surveillance devices in my bathroom. The creep across the street, who is like many of the sex offenders in this building, a chronically unemployed, malignant, psychotic sex offender, has been shouting things at my windows about what I do in my bathroom for the last 10 years. And now he's walking up and down in the hallway outside of my door and saying things like, "Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah." He walks with a limp. That's how I know it's him. He walks with a limp, and he has, I don't know if it's like a fake leg or something, but he has a pretty noticeable limp when he walks. He's pretty tall, I'd say about 6'1", and average build. I'd say early 60s, African American. And this is this creep who's been shouting at my windows nonstop for the last 10 years about things that I do in the privacy of my bathroom that he should have no knowledge of. He seems to have accessed not just this building, even though he lives in the building across the street, but he has come up to this floor. He wasn't carrying any keys. So normally when residents are coming and going from this floor, they're entering their units, they're leaving, you can hear them carrying keys, like either the keys are in their pockets and it's making a jangling noise, or they have them in their hands. But this guy wasn't carrying anything, and he was kind of like wandering around like he's looking around for somebody's apartment or unit. Maybe he's been invited to a gathering on this floor. I mean, maybe he has friends on the floor and they invited him to hang out for the afternoon and they let him into the building. But again, he's walking around in the hallway on this side of the floor, outside of my door right now. And he was still hanging around outside the bathroom when I stepped out of the bathroom, because I never completely locked the door. I'm just rinsing my hands and getting some water. And he was still sort of loitering around in the corner around in the hallway, in the corner around the bathroom. So I literally just ran down the hall and locked the door. That lock is locked. For some reason, management has only given me one lock on this door. All the other doors on this floor have two locks. So they have a doorknob lock and then a regular lock. But I only have one lock, so I keep having to add extra locks, like this one right here. This is one that I added. Management did not put that there. I installed that myself. And then there's also this, which I requested from management in 2018, but it doesn't seem to keep out the intruders, because on multiple occasions, even with the chain pulled across the door, somebody has let themselves in. And the way that you can do this pretty easily, if you are a lock picker and a breaker and enterer, you just put a piece of tape around your hand. You pick the lock to the door, you open the door, you slide your hand around, and then you slide the keychain or the chain open. This one is twisted, so normally it has more, normally it has greater length, so you can, now I just locked myself out in. Anyway, it's documented in many YouTube videos. I can't open my own chain. This is very strange. Okay, now I'm locked into my own unit, which is good, because then if I'm locked in, nobody else can get in here either. But again, the sex offender and stalker who's been shouting at my windows from his windows directly across the street for the last 10 years is wandering around in the hallway outside my door and outside the common bathroom where I was just washing my hands and getting some water. So the windows that I'm talking about, that this sex offender keeps screaming stuff at my windows about the things I do in my bathroom, it's those two windows right there. So the creep that lives in those two windows right there, he's lived in those two windows since as long as I've lived in this building. And about 10 years ago, he started shouting things at my windows, directly across from my windows, whenever I would use my bathroom. And he would accurately describe things like what color washcloth I used, and that I had just used the toilet and things like that. I mean, I don't have a problem using the toilet, but these people seem to have a problem with me using the toilet. And they scream and shout at my windows about things they can see me doing when I'm in my bathroom. So that creep is literally walking around in the hallway outside this door right now. And again, he walks with a limp. So that's how I know it's him. Nobody else in this building complex walks with a limp like that. It's a pretty strong limp. It's almost like he's got a fake leg or something. And again, because he's tall and he walks with a limp and has a very close shaved head, like short, super short hair. He's in his 60s, older African American, and he's been shouting things at me from not just his windows, but the street corners for years. And he also likes to show up at the convenience stores in the area whenever I happen to go there. So I almost always encounter him at one or the other of the convenience stores in the area, either the one across the street or the one around the corner whenever I happen to go there. So I've stopped going to the convenience stores because that creep, the one who was just walking around in the hallway just now with the limp, saying, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, repeatedly, he likes to show up at the convenience stores whenever I happen to do any shopping there, regardless of the time of day or day of week or month or season or whatever. So why he's walking around this floor right now and outside of this door saying, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, that's a concern. So I can't even go back out in the hallway right now because he could be hanging around out there.